You ready? Let's roll it. Raising kids is hard, no matter where you are in the world. But raising African kids in the United States is a whole different level of challenge. As African immigrant parents, we're trying to hold on to our values, our cultures, and our identity while raising kids in a society that sees the world very differently. And if you've ever felt stuck between two cultures, worried about your kids growing too American, or struggle to discipline without feeling guilty, this video is for you. In this segment, I'll be breaking down 7 major challenges that we face as African immigrant parents raising our kids in the United States. And more importantly, I'll be sharing some real practical solutions that can help you handle each one of these challenges. Challenge number 6, mental health and emotional stigma. Now let's talk about something that has been swept under the carpet for far too long in most African communities. And yes, in our cultures, mental illness is often misunderstood. We associate it with extreme situations, being crazy, cursed, or spiritually attacked. But honestly, mental health is not just about illness, it's about well-being. And here's the thing, our kids are growing up in a very different emotional world. They're dealing with anxiety, bullying, cultural identity, depression, and of course, cultural confusion. And guess what? Schools and society are training them to talk about it, to name it, and to seek help. But when they come home, sometimes they hear things like, "You're just being lazy. Go and pray about it." Or even worse, some of us even go the extra mile of telling our kids, "You don't know what stress is. Go and grow up in Africa." As if Africa is the place where stress doesn't affect people. As if Africa is a place where stress is not named. As if Africa is a place where stress is allowed. The same African cultures that we want them to learn from. And when that happens, guess what? They shut down. They stop talking. They feel alone, misunderstood. And above all, they start feeling emotionally unsafe right in their own homes. We must be careful the way we have conversations with our kids when they talk to us about how they are feeling. And all this is happening while parents themselves are dealing with stress, work pressure, financial struggles, immigration trauma. But because we're so used to holding it all in, we think our kids should do the same. That's wrong. So what's the way forward? The first thing we need to do is normalize talking about emotions at home. It must become a normal phenomenon. Just like I would say, today I feel headache. Today I feel stomach ache. And nobody has to judge you for it. It doesn't have to be laziness. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't take you to live in Africa for you to feel those things. That's the same way we should handle emotional issues with our kids. When our kids report to us that they are stressed, let's normalize it. Let's have these emotional conversations at home. And you can start small. Just ask your child, "How was your day?" And actually listen to the answer. There is a difference between hearing the answer and listening to the answer. I just want to make this clear. When you're listening to the answer, you are present. And the one telling you how their day was can feel you present, can feel that your world has stopped for him or for her. That's very different from hearing the answer, because you do that as you keep on walking, pacing around, and maybe on the phone and catching words here and there. We must listen to their answer when we ask them, "How was your day?" It's not a form of greeting. Listen to what they say. And if they give you a monosyllabic answer, fine. Probe it. What was fine about your day? Probe it a little bit further. Be present. Listen with presence. And if they tell you they are stressed or they are sad or their day was not well, don't rush to correct them or advise them or preach the gospel to them. Just make them feel like you're listening to them, like they're being heard, like they're being given a space to express how they feel. Don't make them look like they are possessed. They need the word of God now. They need a pastor to pray now. No, they're not feeling fine. They're feeling sad. They're feeling stressed. That's enough, because every human being is capable of feeling those emotions. It doesn't require some demon to be in you for you to feel those emotions. It's not the absence of the word of God in their lives. So before you rush to calling pastors or rush to bring in counselors or advice, just listen. Sometimes just listen. The second thing is about letting go that belief that when we ask for help, it's a sign of weakness. It's not. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. Therapy is not for crazy people. Therapy is just a tool. If you can go to a doctor for fever, if you can go to the chemist to get Tylenol for your headache, you can go to a therapist to talk about your emotional pain. And that's okay for your children, but also for you. Because if you're already also stressed without even knowing it, without being able to name it, how are you going to even detect and be present to listen to your kid when they are stressed? These are steps that we must intentionally take to help our kids. Going to therapy or asking your kids to go for therapy or taking your kids for therapy is not a sign that you have failed as a parent. It's a sign that you truly care. So make use of that resource. And if you're not comfortable with therapy yet, just start with simple conversation. Take your kid and sit with them and just listen. Have meaningful conversation. Acknowledge their emotional experience. Make them feel like somebody listened to me. And share your own feelings with your kids. Let them know that stress is not something only for them. Let them know that you also get tired. Let them know that you get stressed and you get overwhelmed too sometimes. That kind of vulnerability builds trust. And if your child says they are struggling with whatsoever it is, take it seriously. Don't shame them. Help them find resources. Look for culturally supportive groups or counselors within your community who understands both your heritage and your new reality. And remember, we don't have to pick and choose between faith or tradition or throw away faith or tradition, but we can add compassion, understanding, and modern tools in the way we support our kids.